Hey homies, Tucker Jeremy here with the Untold Fitness podcast. In this episode, we speak with Dave de Vries, who is the owner of the CrossXvest. It's a weighted vest that you can use for various types of training. Don't mind the shit quality of this if you're listening to the audio version. It gets better in a second. We record on better instruments. And if you're watching the video of this, it gets better in 1 minute.
Looking to gain an edge? Welcome to Untold Fitness, hosted by Tucker Jeremy, uncovering new tips for your workout and nutrition from the most fit people on earth.
Yeah, so my name is Dave de Vries. I'm 27 years old and I'm from the Netherlands. And yeah, as a young kid, I always loved sports and doing all kinds of sports. I was good at school at sprinting, at running, and I also loved to do like strength training. And after school, I went to the army and they selected me to go to one of the reconnaissance and airborne units in Holland. And that went good. So, I was getting a lot stronger and interested in all kinds of training. So I did calisthenics kind of workouts, CrossFit. I also did survival training, so more with tools and with ropes, etc. So I was learning in that period of time a lot of things, and I also went to Afghanistan, and a lot of things there happened to me. Like I was training with the vest, etc. And yeah, a lot. I learned a lot in these years.
Yeah, you just said you did a lot of survival training, and I know that you told me before that you take people on expeditions. Is that where you get a lot of experience from? Is like you said, the survival training and among other things and other of your fitness experience. But is that part of it?
Yeah, we launched a new concept. It's called Beat the Mountains. And the first expedition was to Scotland, the highest mountain in the UK, the Ben Nevis. And that was really a great event. We had like 16 people there, and they all made it to the top. And at the top there was snow. And yeah, when we went down, went talked about it from it was an amazing experience. Let's do it again. And 1 week after coming back to Scotland, I talked with some guys, and we said, yeah, we have to organize a second event to Switzerland and make it a bigger challenge. So we decided to change the concept to beat two mountains in 84 hours. So within a couple of weeks, we were basically sold out with more than 100 competitors.
Wow.
That is huge.
So you'll be in the Alps, I guess.
Yeah. So we are in Switzerland and at one of the highest mountains there, the Eiger Mountain, and in a beautiful place called Interlaken. So, yeah, for me, where I started in the army and in the outdoor living and the training, this is really like a dream coming true. So I made, my passion now my job, and that's great.
Wow, that's so interesting. So you have a lot of people that are like really interested in that, and like you said, it's the expedition. The way you're describing it, it's almost like it's a race, basically, right?
Yeah, we have three waves: a starter, like a beginner, more advanced hikers, and elite hike or run. So you can choose from hiking to running. And in every wave, we have like 2 or 3 instructors going with you. So we have different kinds of people who join this event. We have CrossFitters, runners, trail runners, mountain hikers, people who go to the gym, boot campers, fighters, all kinds of people want to feel and see this experience, because that's what it is.
Yeah, and hiking's tough, especially especially like what you're doing at the challenge of a really tall mountains and all of that. But when you're hiking for long periods of time, carrying weight on you, whether it's a backpack or like you guys have, you have the CrossXvest for training. But
Yes.
it's a huge workout. I could see how a lot of athletes would be really interested in that, but it's not easy at all. You'd think that something like hiking would be an activity that a lot of people would be experienced with, but that's not really true. I don't think that many people actually have gone on long hikes. You know what I mean?
No.
It's different than a walk or a walk through the woods.
It's not,
Yeah.
It's not a walk in the park.
Exactly.
It's a really intense workout because, first of all, the duration is incredible, 8-9 hours, and you gain easily zeg maar 1,000 or 2,000 meters in a couple of hours. And we also have rest in between, but at the most of the time you are walking and talking and drinking and eating while you can. But that's the challenge, we make people see and feel what they're able to do. And we do that via communication, talking, inspiring things. We share workouts, and it's really amazing that so many people signed up for this event after 3-4 weeks. We expected that 1 or 2 months before the event we were going to sell out the event, but now it's already happening, so that's really great.
That's so cool. And you also do personal training, right?
Yes.
And tell people about your vest company specifically, so they'll know basically, obviously what it is, and the way that people can use that for their training. For so many different methods of training can be utilized with a weight vest.
Yeah. So when I was in Afghanistan, I noticed when training there that I needed a bigger challenge. So I started doing training with sandbags and with also a kind of weight vest that the army uses, but it's more like a ballistic vest for safety reasons. So I noticed that I was getting in a short period of time a lot fitter, and at that time I was already fit. So I did running, cardio workouts, strength workouts like pull-ups, squats, lunges, real basic things. Because that we didn't have much tools and exercise equipment there. So for me, it really worked out. I was getting stronger. I looked also more fit, so my body fat decreased. And I felt really energized and ready for all kinds of events. So after 5 months, I returned back to the Netherlands. And I joined some different events, survival races, sprint races, running events. And at all these events, I was either first, second, or third. And that was really, for me, an eye-opener that something happened there training with the weighted vest. So then I started to design my own vest. I talked with people about it. And we did a pilot with 4 big gyms here in Holland. They tested it for a couple of weeks and they said, "Oh, Dave, it's really a great product. Can I order 10, 20 or more from your vest?" And that's how we started in the beginning with selling 50 vests to CrossFit, to trainers and gym owners. And we could increase that quantity by 100 and 200 and so forth.
Yeah, I would imagine there's so many different ways you could use it. Obviously, with resistance training and body weight training, even with pull-ups, push-ups, those sort of things. I would think it would be really effective to do, for say push-ups, because it's hard to put resistance on your push-ups, and
Yes.
Without doing getting in on a bench press with a barbell or whatever. The same with pull-ups. A lot of times if you do weighted dips or weighted pull-ups, you'll wear a belt, attach weight to that, maybe even just grab some dumbbells in between your feet. But it's so uncomfortable. I know from experience, like for some reason, it really stretches my abdomen if I was to do weighted pull-ups. But with a weight vest on, you can stack a lot of weight on in those vests too. You think that would be really useful. And also, I probably have talked to you about this before, but I would think it'd be a really great tool for sprinters. When they're sprint
Yes.
training, I know a lot of sprinters, and not just sprinters, but athletes of all sports will use those parachutes behind them. It provides resistance when they're running. I would think that the weight vest, I'm sure it feels different than a parachute, but it's going to provide that resistance. You'd think if they practice sprinting with weight on like that quite a bit that once they do it without any kind of weight, you're naturally just going to feel so much faster. It would have to improve their speed a little bit.
So we noticed that a world champion obstacle running, Jonathan Elben, used the vest in the Norway mountains. And we think that you don't have to use a lot of weights, because we prefer that you use first 4 kilo, 6 kilo, 8 kilograms, and then build it up that your body gets used to it. But we also have endurance athletes, and we have both explosive athletes. And what we discovered is that people who wear the vest, the heart rate goes up, so you burn also more calories, and that's interesting. They also tested at a university that when training with the vest, your VO2 max increased after weeks of training. And that's with running with it and doing strength workouts. And it increased like more than 10% in 8 weeks. So that's huge. And what I also discovered is that the body is able to respond to what kind of training you give it. And this could be cycling or running. But we never been able to investigate what's going to happen to the body if you would wear a vest. So we are still in the early stages of seeing what's going to happen. And for me as a person and the inventor of the vest, I really want to meet athletes and world professional athletes to see what's able to get more out of the body with training with the vest.
And it's the vest itself, it's ergonomic. If no one knows much about weighted vests, especially the way yours is designed, but they're ergonomic. They fit around you. You're strapped in, fairly snug, so the weight is close to your body. You're not going to be severely out of balance or anything like that. You distribute the weight evenly around it, also, right? Is the weight all in the front? Do you put any in the back? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the vest is compact. It's breathable materials. So that's really interesting for people who are living in a place where it's hot. And what we find very interesting is that on both sides of the vest you can place weights. So on the front side you can add 10 kilograms, and each pouch there you can add up 1 kilogram. And on the back side you can also add 10 kilograms. So in total 20 kilogram max, but minimum is 1 kilogram. Mm-hmm. And that makes the product very interesting for the starter, but also for the more professional athlete.
Mm-hmm. And I think you told me also before about cleaning it. It's just as far as the materials go, you could just you can wash it by hand. You could hop in the shower, like you said. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal to clean either way. Would you buy these on your website? And we'll link to that in the show notes, and at the end you can tell everybody where to go and everything. But on the website when you order, it's a little bit tiered. Like you can order the vest depending on, I guess, how much weight you want to order with it, and obviously that costs. There's a different cost to how much weight you order. But you can start off with a small amount, which is it 4 kilos? Is that one of the starting weights?
Yeah, so we have 4 sets for all kinds of people who train at home, and personal trainers who want to invest more money into a good vest. So we have vests from around $140 to above $200. And we have 4 types. We have a beginner vest with 6 kilo. We have a regular vest with 10 kilogram. We have an advanced vest with 60 kilogram. And an expert edition with 20. And we also have one special pack, and that's the deluxe edition. And there you buy a 20 kilo vest with 4 ambassador top athlete workouts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific workouts? So like what you're talking about right now, associated with the vest, like exactly what you guys kind of think is the most beneficial, or what you would recommend with the vest?
Yeah, so we are really a big fan of circuit training for strength, and we like to do high volume. So we like to do not 1 minute but 2 or 3 minutes per set, and we just do like 5 or more sets for one workout. So that could be lunges or squats or pull-ups. Because I think that your body also has to get used to the workout and really feel what's happening to the body. So we prefer to do less exercises, but do it more intense. So we don't do like in 1 hour workout 20 exercises, but we prefer to do 6 or 8. But if you do it good, and you go deeper in the muscle. So you add a weight vest to it, do the proper pull-up, add some weight to it, goes good. Okay, next set, add some more weight, etc. And when you do that for weeks or months, you don't become an athlete, you become an expert because you really know how your body is responding to it, and you become a king of the exercise, Because when you do pull-ups with 10 or more kilograms, you get stronger, you feel explosive power, but also endurance power.
And with the vest, I mean, it would be really hard and awkward to go into a gym setting or anything like that with a backpack on. Obviously, that would, but I know a lot of people will do outdoors training with a backpack. And I mean, anybody knows that no matter how nice of a backpack you have and how comfortable it is, after a while, it's tugging on you, it's tugging on your shoulders.
Sure.
It's especially if you're packing a lot of weight for the purposes of training. But a vest like this, like I said, I'm a novice. I'm not really experienced with the vests, but I'm very interested now. But yeah, I would imagine that other than the strain of carrying that extra weight, which is the whole purpose, but you're probably not going to have a lot of discomfort, right?
So yeah, in Holland we have still people at school who train with backpacks and school books. So we don't think that's the right way to train because you get injuries at the back. So that's why we also designed the CrossXvest. It fits good. We have padded shoulder straps at both sides, and you can also adjust that to your body. It feels better, and it's a one-size-fits-all model, and it feels really tight to the body. But because of the adjustments, you can really do anything with it. So we do running, and this could be hill, mountain, or on the street or in the park. So yeah, going into the gym with a backpack, that's sometimes you see it, but yeah, I would say it's better to wear a weight vest. And it's a good investment. So
how about the fit for women, like say large breasts? I mean, it's gonna be customizable. It's gonna fit just as good, right?
Yeah, we tested it with a couple of women who do obstacle running, a growing sport, and do marathons, etc. And when they run with the vest, they prefer to do the weights below. So we have two places where you can place the weights, on the top side and beneath it. So they put the weights beneath the up above side of the vest.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so that really would work well.
Yeah, so then you have freedom of movement at the upper body, and that feels great.
What else are you getting into as far as, like you said, obviously you've got the vest company, but you do personal training, and now you've got the expeditions, and there's another gentleman that I'll be speaking to soon that's going to be climbing Ben Nevis that you're training, Michael that has he has the one leg, and he's going to do Ben Nevis with a CrossXvest on, which is in about it's in a little less than a year from now. I guess it'll still be a while, but you're training him.
Yes,
he's Dutch. How did he find you, as far as to select someone to train?
Yeah, on a night after the Ben Nevis, I was sitting behind my computer and doing some work and watching Facebook, etc. And he sent me a personal message, and he said, "Hey Dave, I have a question. I want to go to climb a mountain." So I said, "Okay, that's cool, man. And which mountain?" He said, "I want to go to the Ben Nevis with you. Is that possible? Tell me more about this mountain." So I started to tell the journey that we had with all these people, and he was really like, "Oh man, this is amazing." So yeah, the message to him was like, "Okay, if you want this to happen, we can make it happen. But first we need to meet each other." So I invited him here at my company, and I said, okay. I was a little bit scared because he had one leg, and the mountain in Scotland, it's not that high, but it's technical. It's a technical mountain. You have bad weather conditions. The terrain is really tough. So I said, first, let me see how you walk on a hill. So he showed it to me, and I was impressed from the first time I saw him. So I said, okay, let's do this, and yeah, let's create an amazing story. And Michael is a very special guy, and I have much respect for him. So
It's funny because he's going to do the climb or with a vest on.
yeah,
Was that your idea or was that his idea?
so, that was his idea. I said he wanted to wear 4 or 6 kilogram vest, so that makes it more challenging. And I think even it's going to be recorded at some of the local TV stations here. And we are also in contact with different sponsors and media companies because it's a cool story, and also a drone flies with us when we go up in the mountain, and that's amazing.
That'll be so cool. I can't wait to talk to him about it. But yeah,
Yeah,
he has really good promotion right now for it. He's got a website for it. Like you said, he's doing a fundraiser.
yeah.
But I've seen, I think he has a couple of videos on YouTube and all this stuff. He's got some good promotion going on for it. People love the motivational stories. People love that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's actually a really good It's unfortunate to be doing it with one leg, but it's a good opportunity for him. It's really smart actually.
Yeah, I saw a photo, and I think one of the biggest obstacle races here in Holland, Strong Viking. It's a quote from "Don't give up," and if you really want to do it. And then Michael was on the photo, and I think people can reach more than that they think. And Michael is a person who shows that he does the races with one leg, and that inspires also for me.
Hmm. It's cool. It's cool for you to be, tied to him like that, and helping him out.
Yeah.
How often are you helping him train? I mean, how does that go?
Yeah, we have daily communication via telephone and WhatsApp and via Facebook. And Michael tries to attend every event we are at. So he goes to a run, or he goes to obstacle race, or we have a meeting and a training here. He was to France to climb hills and a small mountain there. So within a period of 1 year, we have all kinds of training and events and meetings to get him ready for the big moment. And it's paying off. He's fitter than ever, and his legs are getting stronger. So I really have a good feeling about it.
All right, David. Let me ask you. Let me change the subject a little bit here.
Yeah.
For the people that listen, that listen to the podcast, basically, I'm just, we want to expose listeners to various fitness experts, people that are doing really cool things in various sports or fitness activities. There's just so much going on in the world of fitness and activity and health and nutrition.
Yeah.
But from your perspective, when they're listening to this, right, and they're learning from you and hearing about your story and all that, but
Yeah.
what is some advice you could give to people? And either it could either be really general, broad advice, or just something really, really specific, maybe specific to you, but just what's something that you could help people out with, or a piece of advice that could really really teach them about something they don't know or may not be familiar with.
Okay, so one of the things that I learned over the years is because, that you really have to do. A lot of people want to do a big step to success or to achieve something. And what I've learned in a couple of years that it goes slow, and it's just like climbing a mountain. You can't reach to the top when, of course, you get tired and you get demotivated, and there are coming things, and you have some fear, etc. But that goes away. And the view at the top is beautiful, and I think it's also important that you take small steps. So good preparation, patience, and it's important to do anything that you want, that you have passion for it. that's one of the most important things of what I do, passion. So I try to do only the things that I love to do. So I love to be in the outdoors, so I do that. I love to motivate people. I love to get people more results out of training. That's why I invented the WeightVest. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you do something in the sport or something else. Just get people on board, motivate them, and inspire them.
Yeah, that's actually a really good topic because I think it's for people that are either starting off in some sort of a fitness endeavor, whether it's
Yeah,
a new sport or they're just trying to get in shape, gain muscle, lose weight, whatever it may be. But I think that's really hard for people to get started and to get motivated, and for me, it's just like, it's to me personally, like if I'm doing any kind of exercise, it's easy to stay motivated. Uh, I think because I've been, doing various exercise activities for so many years now. Mainly,
yeah,
mainly what I do now is I lift weights. I played a lot of sports. I played soccer my entire life growing up, but now I
great,
don't
cool,
anymore.
man.
But now I play, yeah, football to you, right? but
Yeah, football, yeah,
but now I just basically am a weightlifter. I don't do powerlifting, at least not seriously. I don't do Olympic lifting. It's just I'm just a general weightlifter. But for people that are starting anything, it's like, once you start to see the results, the small changes, it's so
yeah,
addictive. It's very addictive. And I don't know what your goals might be, but way before you get to those goals, just seeing the incremental changes that happen is so motivating. It just makes you want to keep doing it more and more and more and more. And for me personally, I know you said that, it's the view from the top is always, so great once you get there. But
yeah,
for so many people, they're not necessarily, who knows what their goals are, but they may not be trying to be the world's world class in any type of sport or anything. They're just, maybe just wanting to get in shape, right? But from
yeah,
in my perspective, it's like I don't even think that there is a pinnacle, or there is I don't think there's any super high goal for me personally. At least I'm trying to get to. I don't think I'll ever reach it. I just keep doing it. I just keep going through the motions, day after day after day. But
yeah.
every little bit of
Yeah.
improvement, it's like I couldn't imagine stopping now. Like,
Oh, but that's also because, of course, when training, your body responds to that. You feel happy, and
yep.
yeah, the focus is just to enjoy what you do, and the journey always starts with small steps.
Because sometimes
And
I'll talk to people and I'll tell them, if they want to get to a certain goal or get so strong, maybe that maybe it would take a year to get there. And
yeah,
that sounds really depressing, but in actuality, after about a month, you're going to see a change, and
yeah,
you're going to be so happy. You'll want to keep moving forward to get to the next little bit of change and the next. So, like, there's no sense in even looking that far ahead. You know what I mean? You can do these things week by week, and it's so motivating. But yeah, I like. But what you're talking about is just the motivation for people
yeah,
you know what I mean, to keep going and all of that. How it's really, I think for people that are experienced in sports and athletics, they get it. But there's going to be always a lot of people that are just trying their best to get in shape, and I think that's one of the biggest that's one of the biggest obstacles, at least, is the motivation and
yeah,
how long it takes to actually reach these certain goals. But I don't even I don't even think about the time period it takes to get anywhere, because like it sounds cheesy, but the journey is so fun. That
yeah.
sounds really kind of corny and lame, but it's true.
Yeah, I have one of the books of Steve Jobs, and he said in one of his books from you have to enjoy the journey or something, and you also have to enjoy the moment where you are at now, at present.
Hmm.
So if you can lift or run a weight or about the time in 5K, you have to feel happy about it. And tomorrow is tomorrow, and now is now, and now we have a good interview. And
Yeah.
yeah, no, and that's great. And what happens over a year, you never know. But if you do a small step, you do a training, or you make a plan to go there, that's great.
Yeah, and I mean,
That's powerful.
and you have to think that everyone started off at zero, basically. You know, the best athletes in the world, whether it's the best fighters, the best surfers, the
Yeah,
best, the best guys in CrossFit or you know, weightlifting, bodybuilding, any kind of anything like that. When they first started at day one, they were basically nothing, and they just put in the time.
yes,
Even if it's a sport that some of these people started when they're kids, it doesn't matter. But everyone basically starts off at zero, and
yeah.
I think that's another thing that really intimidates people. Once they're a little bit older, they just think like, oh, I'll never be able to do this or that, but that's not necessarily true.
No, that's true. Yeah. A lot of people who I see who are older are also good at anything they can be, That's like putting a limit on your mind. So I'm a little bit older, I can't reach that. That's an excuse, and that's not valid.
It's funny. I was actually speaking with a woman yesterday that's a personal trainer at a gym I go to, and
Yeah,
most of the women that she trains are mothers, and I guess a lot of the reason that they even hire a personal trainer is because they've had children and they want to lose that weight and get back in shape or whatever. But she was talking about all these mothers and women that she trains, and
yeah,
gosh, honestly, so many of them like are looking great. She's doing a good job, and they're working hard and all that stuff, But it's funny how with women that go through pregnancy, there's a stigma that their body does change. Their hips get wider, all that's true, but their body changes, and it's like they're never going to be the same again. But she was telling me that like that's not true at all. Like you just have to get in there and work hard. And a lot of these women, some of these women have like three kids, and they're really really young children, and you'd never know it, because they're working so hard to with their diet and their training and all that stuff. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
So I
It's
mean,
crazy.
yeah, it's just so much of it is just about getting in there and doing the work, and it's work is like a work's like a bad word sometimes. People don't like that. It's like negative, but
Yeah,
you grow to enjoy it with fitness at least.
yeah. But nowadays, the way I see it, when I open Instagram or Facebook, you find all kinds of motivational things. So it's not hard to get motivated
Yeah.
nowadays because you put on YouTube, you listen to an audio book, or you type in motivational quotes, and all kinds of things will show up. But but at the end, you still have to do it. So it's not going to work for you if you don't do nothing with it. And
Yeah.
that's the same with the fast. You have to train with it, be consistent, and results will come.
Yeah, and I've looked at the CrossXvest Instagram, which is
Yeah.
CrossXvest International. Is that
Yes.
That's what it is on Instagram? Yeah, people should
Yeah.
should check that out for sure. I've seen the Instagram; it's really cool. You got a lot of cool images in there. I like it. But so many people on social media and Instagram like
Yeah.
the motivation, like you're saying. I mean, that's on the Untold Fitness Instagram. Almost everything that I ever put up is some sort of a motivational thing, because that's what people respond to. They could care less about whatever else I post on there. But yeah, I'll tell you what's funny on social media. What's for me personally, what's more motivating? It's not really like when you see these men that are in really great shape or that are doing great things. Like I don't really care. I think it's cool and all, but when I
Yeah.
see like these really really fit women, it motivates me for some reason. I'm like, man, I need to get in better shape. I need to eat better. I want to go work out. I don't know why it is. I guess it's like, gosh, I could never. I'm not on their level or something like that. That's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing that
Okay.
it's the photos of all these women that motivate me. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I need to get to where they are. I'm not in the same class.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. When I see it, also, yeah. A lot of people. It doesn't matter if you're from the USA or from Europe or from the Netherlands or from Spain. A lot of good things are happening at this moment, and that's great, man. We
Hmm.
really got to, push that and inspire a lot of people around the world, to make the best of it. and you can train anywhere and everywhere you want. So last week I received a photo from someone who was training in the mountains with the vest, and he sent it a personal message, and yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and that's what Untold Fitness is about, is learning about all different kinds of sports and activities. You know, if listeners can take a little bit from each guest, from each sport, you know, like instead
Yeah,
of just sticking to one thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sticking to one sport, you know, because we only have so many hours in the day.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and if you want to get really good at something, you know, then you kind of have to work on just that one activity.
Yeah,
But you know, there's it doesn't matter what your sport or activity is, but you can take advice from everybody. You know, like I'm sure a golfer could take some really cool advice from a track and field athlete about, you
yeah,
know, getting in
true.
shape. I'm sure some of these people that say do the free diving where they dive underwater for I guess for distance, but they have to hold their breath for a really 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 long
That's
time.
crazy. Really cool.
Yeah, you know, that's similar to people that are, you know, hiking high elevations that are not getting as much oxygen, you know. So it's two totally different activities, but you know they
Yeah,
could probably learn from each other. You
yeah.
know
It's
what I mean?
both best of both worlds, and that's really cool. You know,
Hmm.
all kinds of things.
Yeah. So I
Great.
mean, it's the hard part is just extracting all the good information from every activity, but that's kind of what Untold Fitness is about, or
Yeah.
what it's working on being. It's it's the
Are
slow
you
process.
are you wearing a new T-shirt from you, or
Yeah,
is it
it's not new. I've had it for a while, but
looks
yeah,
good, man?
yeah. Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
great.
yeah. I've learned the whole T-shirt business online is really hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to. It's such a small percentage of people that actually want to, that actually will pay attention to anything you put online. You know, if you have like, gosh, I guess if you could get the attention of 10,000 people,
yeah,
maybe 50 of those people will actually be interested in anything that you're really doing, or especially if you're trying to sell something to them. So yeah, I try not to sell much of anything just yet. I want to try to grow Untold Fitness a little bit larger, and get to a point where people really trust what we're doing. There's so much more stuff than the podcast that I want to end up doing, but I think right now I'm trying to take it slow.
yeah.
So
I think I also got a lot of people who are doing sports and also maybe starting out with sports, are interested in listening all kinds of podcasts and learning from other people and people who do all kinds of sports.
hmm
So yeah, some of the people who are at your show, it's amazing, man. I watched their biography, and I was amazed by all these activities.
hmm
It's a
yeah,
great honor to be at your show.
yeah. I'm glad you did it. You know, I'm honored to
Yeah,
have you, but yeah, maybe someday, hopefully in the near future, you could brag about it. You'd be like, oh, I was on that, because right now, right now
that's good.
it's at the beginning stages. It's so early. It's like, gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really behind the scenes. There's so much stress, like I don't even talk about. But trying to grow something from nothing, you know, it's like, gosh, it's really aggravating sometimes. But yeah,
yeah,
I've learned to just kind of take it slow right now, because
yeah,
I was pushing it so hard, and it takes a ridiculous amount of effort, and then it's, you know, once you hit a certain point, I think the growth is exponential. But
yeah.
yeah, so right now it's all just casual.
Well, but in 2016, I might have a chance to come to the USA, and
Yeah.
so you can, maybe I can ship the vest earlier to you, or you can try the vest, and maybe you have some cool people from the podcast or athletes who want to try the vest. Everything is possible.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
I've
Yeah.
been to America, to Florida, Miami, and Key West, etc.
hmm
But that's like 8 years ago or something. So
hmm
it's time to go there, man.
Yeah, you said you're going to come next year for some races, right?
Yeah, Spartan race is getting really big in the USA, and
hmm
some other events are. Yeah, I really want to see what's happening there, you know, and meet new people and see what I'm made of, if I can compete with some of the best athletes, and also take some people with me from
Uh-huh.
my team, CrossXvest, to also meet new people and new challenges. So yeah, America is full of natural obstacles. You know, you have
hmm
all kinds of places to train, And that's what I like about America. You can go to the water, to the sea, to the hills, to parks, etc.
Hmm.
So that will be interesting.
Yeah, and those obstacle races seem like they're getting more popular. I know
Yeah,
the Spartan race is the Reebok brand. I think
yeah,
they sponsor that, or maybe it's their race. I'm not sure, but they're really big with that. And of course, Reebok is big with CrossFit. And
yes,
then there's other races. They'll be called like a Tough Mudder, which is kind of it's an obstacle course race, but it seems like you're always crawling through the mud or something like that. But all these kind of races I've noticed in the past few years are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You see a lot more of them.
yeah,
So I don't know why that is. It's a good thing for sure, but I've
yeah,
definitely noticed it.
yeah. Maybe it's because people train daily and they need a challenge.
Hmm.
And what kind of sports there are? There are not so many events. So I saw an article about obstacle running becoming maybe so popular as marathon. So it was really cool, like seeing one of the biggest things ever, running marathons and short distances, etc. And obstacle racing is also becoming popular as marathon running. So
Hmm.
that's interesting. So what I think is that people train hard and they also want to have fun, get dirty, take people with them on a race and have a good time. Drink there or eat a salad and drink something healthy and share a photo or a moment on social media. That's what it's about.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Because a lot of
Yeah,
these people will go as groups, or they'll go, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife.
yeah,
They'll do it as a team, and they get dirty and filthy. Then they take the photos
yeah.
afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all around like a big fun event. I think that's a lot of the appeal of it too.
And also, if you have a sports company or you are a personal trainer, you're training with people, small group or more, you can actually build a workout plan and to test if you're ready to go to one of the events to beat all the obstacles. So that's really cool and an achievement for a trainer or a gym owner to have so many people succeeding in obstacle.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that, but you're right. That is
Yeah,
a good point. Yeah, but they're becoming so popular here. I see people are putting these events on like all the time.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have my finger on the pulse of exactly what sports are becoming more popular, but it just seems like in general, health and fitness is becoming more popular, at least here in the
yeah,
U.S. I don't know why, and it's not just CrossFit gyms, typical gyms where people do weightlifting and cardio. They've always been around,
yeah.
but of course, CrossFit has been steadily growing. But I even see a lot of people that are interested in like powerlifting, things like that. It seems like it's getting really big. And I don't know why that is. Maybe there's a few. Maybe it's probably because of the internet.
Yeah,
Internet
we
and YouTube is changing so much. There's all these new, almost like celebrities that
yeah,
are growing from these YouTube channels and things, and that might be pushing a lot of it. But it's really
or
interesting.
or it could be that now, or the numbers could be the same like other years, but now when you go to workout, it's shared on the internet, so you think that it's becoming bigger. So yeah,
You're
that's
right.
interesting. I don't know the numbers, but we also see in Europe that climbing is getting popular, and it's really cool sport.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I'm in where I'm at is a city called Chattanooga in Tennessee.
yeah,
And this is a really big location for bouldering where people go climbing, but they just climb on, like instead of climbing a lot of the mountains or a lot of tall walls, they're just climbing on, I guess, mostly things that don't go much higher than 15, 20 feet off the ground. But,
wow,
but that's bouldering. They don't use ropes or
yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah,
And
bouldering is really cool. Technical, really, you get really strong of it.
mhm.
If you do like 2 or 3 sessions, I was doing it here in Amsterdam, and it's incredible.
I
It's
would
one of
think,
the best.
yeah, I would think,
Oh,
sorry, I interrupted you. I would think using a vest while you're
yeah,
training climbing would be fantastic.
yeah. Today I had an email of one of the champions here in Holland that his coach said to him that he was ready to use a vest. So he's still a young guy, but he's very talented. And so it's good that a coach says to someone if he's ready to try fast, because you have to check the weight, you have to start with 2 kilos or 4 kilos. And now his fingers are getting stronger, and his hand and his shoulders and the back muscles. So he's ready to go to a next level and become a better climber.
Yeah, that would be really great, really great. I know, like, you have so much good promotion and so many cool images on your social media, for the vest,
Thanks.
But just utilizing so many different sports and so many different types of training with that vest, it's like so many ideas with that. But yeah, I think a lot of people could get a lot of benefit from using a vest for training. And like, it's not just for anyone that's advanced, I mean, even beginners, like you said, even walking with it, but just wearing the vest anyways is going to make you burn more calories. Like, in general,
Yes.
your body, your like you said, your heart rate increases. So that's going to help anyone, no matter what, right?
That's true.
It's kind of like when you train in the cold weather, I think your body burns more calories in the cold than it does in the heat. I guess because your body's trying to keep itself warm. Did you know that? That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that too,
Yeah,
and
it's
I think that's true. I think your body has to work harder to keep you warm, and thereby your heart rate maybe gets elevated, and you burn more.
And I guess it's subtle. It's something you don't really notice as much. But I would think wearing a vest, even just walking, or just wearing it around, I would think would have a similar effect. It's something that's very subtle, but you're going to be burning more calories just by doing that.
Yeah, we tested that with all kinds of apps and watches to some. We did a pilot, someone without a vest and someone with 10 kilogram vest, walking, running, and strength training, cardio, circuit training. And all tested showed out that the guy or the woman with the vest burns more. So that's interesting.
I guess we've talked long enough here.
Yeah.
Don't want to keep rambling on. I don't know how long people want to hear this stuff, but let everybody know, like, where they can find you, on social media, the website, any of that stuff, and then maybe even locally, any people in your area that might want to seek you out for training or anything like that.
Okay, so you can follow us on Facebook, CrossXvest. We are also on, we have a web shop online on www.crossxvest.com. And we have a page and an account on Instagram. It's called CrossXvest International. So we try to post daily cool things, reviews, photos from athletes, etc. So, and if everyone wants, if you are hearing this podcast right now, you can send me an email if you have a question, to info@crossxvest.com. And for the American listeners, I hope to meet you, somewhere in 2016. And if someone is going to the Netherlands, we are here in Amsterdam or in Enkhuizen, and they can test it, and see if they like it.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea to come test one.
Yeah, for me, it's all about meeting new people and doing great things, That's the big part of it.
And you ship the vest internationally, so it can be ordered from anywhere, right?
Yeah, we ship internationally, and the cost is not that high for shipping. So, amazing.
Yeah, cool. Well, I appreciate you having you on, Dave. I think hopefully everyone will go look into to wearing some vests after this, or at least checking it out. I know I really want to, especially when I go through these phases of trying to burn fat and lose a little weight. I think it'd be great on a treadmill.
Yeah, of course. Try it, man.
Well, and also for like pull-ups and stuff too, it'd be really nice. Really nice change from wearing a weight belt or something.
Oh, you get into the Superman zone now. That's great.
Yeah. Look a lot cooler in the gym, other than wearing a backpack, right?
Yeah, man. Great. Okay, it was great. Yeah, thanks for your questions, and hope to see you soon in the USA. And yeah.
And that's the episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. And be sure to check us out at untoldfitness.com. There will be links and a mini article dedicated to each episode of the podcast. Be sure to tune in to the YouTube channel and on social media. Right now, mostly active on Instagram. It's at Untold_Fitness_podcast. And tune in to the next episode. Thank you very much.